Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Malek Linzanzo, and welcome to GAN TV. The show is Talk to Me. My guest today is a former professor of Howard University Medical School. She is the founder and executive director of GapBuster Incorporation. The secret to every inspiration, to all opportunity in life is education. Nobody else knows about that situation than Dr. Yvette Butler. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, my partner. Welcome, mentor. It's a pleasure to have you on the show. I've been chasing you almost a year. You've been back and forth from Ghana to America, and who knows where you always go. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, Dr. Yvette Yeboah. So how you been doing?
Well, Malik, I want to tell you, it's a pleasure to be back on your show again. This has been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. It's been, it's just been a lot these last
A
3 years.
from COVID to whatever, who knows? Before we even get into all of this, tell me how, because we've been in both continents, Africa,
Yes.
Ghana, and the United States, how people were coping with COVID back on the motherland.
Well, I'll tell you, when we talk about COVID, it's just very interesting because I've been telling everybody around the world, every time I travel, even here at home, that what we did here in the United States was nothing. It was suboptimal to any other country, literally on the planet right now. And everything that's happening in the United States, we're making it bad for everybody else. If we would have did some of the things that, for example, Ghana did, shut down your airports, shut down your borders, have people stay at home and wear masks when they're going to be going out. If we would have just followed some of these third world countries, what the
Wow.
third world countries did to actually prevent COVID from increasing their population and spreading amongst their communities. If we would have done some of those things, we wouldn't be here today thinking about another variant coming out and what next. And still wearing masks. I just got back literally from Ghana less than a week ago, and I'll tell you, it was so hard for me
Well,
to come back.
and
I
I
love,
know.
I love, I love the motherland. I love the motherland.
Listen, although I disagree with the third world country kind of adjective, I never agree with it because we remember that's the motherland. We give everything to everyone. You
Yep.
know, we're the original. We're the creator. Or whatever you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yes, yes.
I can tell you that you don't know already. So your body can adjust yourself to the weather. You enjoy the food, the weather, the culture. Tell us a little bit about your
Oh,
journey to Ghana.
let me tell you, being on the continent is like nothing else. I believe that every person of color, black, yellow, brown, you need to go to the continent and know where your original roots started. It is so amazing on the continent. You feel so free. You don't have these attitudes and just I want to say attitudes. You don't think about leaving your home and not coming back.
Wow.
You feel so free in the continent. You don't have to worry about a police pulling you over. Police there, and it was Steve Harvey could not say it better. There's a video going around that Steve Harvey sent out, and
I
I
saw it.
love
I
it.
saw it.
Yes, yes, and he talks about how being in the motherland where people who look like you, who just respect you, who just I mean just um who are warm and welcome to you. And when you get stopped by a police there, which is so interesting, you get stopped by a police there, they might give you a ticket, whatever and he said if you want to, you pay them a little something, and then you're gone, you're on your way. You don't have to worry about being thrown in the ground, handcuffed, and possibly killed just because the color of your skin.
This might be somebody from back home who's saying good morning. I know that person might be in Ghana right now. Saying, good morning to you, sir. Gero version 2000. Oh, this is two. 241. That's Gabon. So many Gabon. I like you, my brother from Gabon. Yes. Listen. It is a good feeling to be in a place where you go out. There's no worry. Your
Yes,
kids go out. There's no worry that then they won't come back because somebody misunderstood them for somebody
yes,
dangerous.
yes, that's correct.
It's something, and you have a lot of experience. When it comes to that, telling your story, and also I know you also have a program. That help those people who want to have a trip back home. Well, can you? I know this is a kind of off track of what we're doing today, but you know me, you and me, we will talk about everything.
Well, this is
That's
just
how
discussion,
easy it
just
is.
discussion between two good old friends, and
Oh my goodness, I've been missing you. That's why you see the excitement. Tell us a little bit. That program, that help people. Is this still ongoing?
well, yes, actually, like I said, I just got back and we were trying to really complete some of the things we're doing there. In 2017, when the new president was elected there in Ghana, now he's not the new president, he's now the old president going on his second term. We traveled to Ghana to see just how we can expand GapBuster Incorporated that we have here into the continent. And we were being lobbied actually by some folks whose students and their grandkids and kids had been in our program and they were from the continent. So that's how we really got to go to Ghana because previously we were working in South Africa. We had also gone on to Ethiopia. So we're going to start doing some work. So we were looking at other countries initially. And then when the president came in, was elected, and he had these wonderful initiatives. And the big initiative was girls and STEM. So
Mm,
that tied right into what we do here in the United States. So we traveled and did a lot of, did some needs assessment and met with the people in power in the administration and actually the Minister of Education, who we actually established a MOU, a memorandum of understanding with the Minister of Education to actually bring GapBuster and call it GapBuster Ghana to the
Wonderful.
continent.
Now, hold on,
Yes.
Dr. Butler. Usually when we call you Dr. Butler, people think you were a PhD. You are actually a medical doctor. And
Yes,
as I
yes,
said before, you were a professor at Howard University Medical School.
yes.
Let's make the record straight because most people don't know, including my own wife. And she was like, okay, is this a PhD? Or I don't know. This is a medical doctor.
No,
Now,
yes,
listen, we're here for education.
yes,
And both of us are very passionate about education.
yes,
And,
yes,
you are the founder of Gap Buster Incorporation here in the United States. Now you are
yes,
expanding to international, and the first country was Ghana. And what I want to do is to do justice to this conversation, is to play a little clip about what is Gapbuster. And then when we come back, maybe you can give us more explanation, including those relationships that you were starting to build with some of the leaders on the continent. Is
yes.
that sounds like a plan?
Oh, that's great. Yes, that's
All
perfect.
right, so let's do it.
Welcome to GapBuster. GapBuster is a nonprofit organization that has provided service nationally and internationally for 21 years. Through supplemental education, enrichment programs, and leadership development training, GapBuster develops well-rounded individuals positioned to excel in academic, social, and professional environments. We strive to enable students to meet their full potential in spite of socioeconomic disadvantage. But we can't do this alone. We have to depend on donations from you. Join us as you learn more about our expansion into Ghana. In 2019, we were able to expand into Ghana and open an NGO called GapBuster Ghana. In partnership with the local school municipalities and All Nations University, we were able to expose students to STEM and provide academic enrichment programs. We also were able to build a library and a computer lab with the help of IMF and the People's Community Baptist Church. Let's hear from the students.
Okay. How do you think this library is important to you and the school as a whole?
This library is important to me because it has helped me come across new words that I didn't know and words that I don't know their meaning. This library has helped me come across them, and this library also has helped the school improve on their academic work, and it has also improved our academic work and the knowledge we have about this world. It has helped us know more about the future, and it has also helped us know more about the nature and the world that we are in now.
During the pandemic, we were able to expose the Ghanaian students in their new library to cross-cultural exchange and learning using the internet. They were able to work with our students in the United States.
I am pleased, and we just want to encourage more faith communities to do this, more faith-based organizations. These are what we award, these are the things that we recognize when we talk about economic development, in the area of education, in the area of health, in the area of agriculture. And so this is not near Accra, Ghana, but it's worth traveling the miles and the hours to come to this area. Where are we again?
Effigiasi Koforidua.
Effigiasi
Koforidua.
Say to the...
Effigiasi Koforidua. Koforidua is the capital town of the Eastern region.
Amen. So it's good. It doesn't matter.
We want to thank Pastor DK for being able to visit GapBuster Ghana's computer lab. We were also able to outfit the classrooms. These are the old desks, and with the help of IMF and their generous donations, we were able to make a difference. We also want to thank the Plummer family. The Plummer family helped organize a library and also tile the floors. These are the new classrooms. The students now are able to work in groups, do peer engagement during class time, and we also have been able to provide the staff with resources for teaching and learning. We also built bathrooms. These are the old bathrooms. With the help of generous donations from the community, we've been able to build 8 new bathrooms. And here are the bathrooms now. In addition to the bathrooms, we also were able to build a new cafeteria. This is the old cafeteria, where their meals were prepared and served to the students and the staff. This is the new cafeteria. Here's a lobby area where the bathrooms are located. We have also been able to build an entire new kitchen. And here is the kitchen now. It's soon to be outfitted with the stove, refrigerators, and the sinks. And the dining hall is here. This is where their meals will be prepared and served for the students and staff. We've been lucky enough to ship in supplies as well. And here's a flooring that was all shipped in. And we're almost there. Here's the ceiling being prepared. Here is the ceiling now. But without generous donations from the community, we will not be able to complete this project. We need your help today. The children of GapBuster Ghana would like to thank you for all the support that you've provided, but there still is more needed. So please consider making a tax-deductible donation today to GapBuster. Please.
Wow. Listen, this show was about, rebuilding our future through education. It's so powerful. Usually I wonder, where do you find the energy, this got to be a passion. This got to be a passion, because this is beyond just somebody trying to do something. Talk to me, my sister. Talk to me, my friend.
Well, it like you said, it has to be a passion. And as you said before, people always think I'm a PhD. I actually did a whole transformational shift from a medical practicing medicine to actually work with young people. And everyone, a lot of people say, "Oh, you're crazy. What? How did you do that?" But I realized after going to medical school and practicing, I went to school for my mother. I didn't go to school and didn't go to medical school for myself. And I realized after almost 20 years that and my child was trapped in the system, that I had to do more, that I had gotten mine. Someone allowed me the opportunity to actually become a doctor, someone who was least likely to succeed as far as medical school and being a doctor. That was not what I was supposed to do. And that was from my counselor. They felt that I should go to the military because I did, and the thing is, I had the grades. So it wasn't that the grades were suffering. It was more so because the color of my skin. And so I looked at it, and I went to school all these years, and it was really, and I wouldn't change anything I've done. I wouldn't say that. But I probably would have gotten more involved in community service as I'm doing now, doing more for the community, because the children are the future. And if we don't invest in the young people, we won't have a future. So that's what really made me do this whole transformational shift. And of course, it's always personal. My daughter was, my whole, she was my push to actually really make this change because, as I said, she was tracked in the school system and she was identified as gifted and talented. And so working with young people who like herself and who look like her was, I said, if I don't do something different, and and it's not just me and I made this change, but I think anybody who has a desire can make this change as I did. It was tough, and I'll tell you, it
It
wasn't
is still,
easy.
it is still tough because I've been around you, and I know that you are tough. I don't want to use any
Well, you
term
just have a
here.
tough cookie, you
That's
know.
exactly what I
I,
was trying
I
to do. I was thinking, is this even appropriate to say about you are a tough cookie?
yes, yes,
Let's face it. Who does that? Somebody going from teaching people to become doctors to a nonprofit educational institution, not only here in the United States, but now you are expanding this opportunity to
yeah.
the kids on the motherland. And I wonder what man with means and money and power listen to this program here and see this woman here who have abandoned a prestigious career to put her life into our kids' future and say, you know what, I'm not gonna help this woman. You got to be crazy. And
Well,
whatever you were talking about,
well,
you're
but you don't
keeping.
really have to help me. They can start something themselves, and I can be an impetus for them to do so. I can, I'm here. I can help push you. I think there should be more of mini me's. And I'm not an enigma, but it feels like it sometimes because not enough of us who have the resources are doing what I did.
Mm,
And I did take my own resources to invest in this organization to be where it is today. So it was not Grantley funded or anything like that. It was Yvette funded,
yeah.
literally. Yvette funded back then. And now I do get grant funds and other funding and people donate, but really it was life changing, life altering to me because I realized if we don't do something, and everyone, I think everyone can do a little. I'm not asking
Mm,
for everyone to do a lot. If everyone does a little, it adds up to a lot.
yeah.
But if we don't do something as a community, we're going to lose our future. And
Absolutely.
especially African Americans and Black folks and Africans. And I tell every African, it's your responsibility to give back to your country.
Yeah.
And no matter, say, the government corruption, this and that, they're corrupt here in the United States,
Yeah.
just corrupt as anyone else. And I tell people, we're the bullies of the world,
Mhm,
but yet no one looks at it like that.
yeah.
And so the little bit that we can do collectively, it's going to make a difference to someone on the continent. And every child on the continent deserves the same first class educational system as we have here.
Hmm.
And they deserve being in a building, a facility as we have here. When as I looked around and went to the different, because I said I went to South Africa, went to Ethiopia, got a little tweak in Mozambique and Botswana. And let me tell you, when I start going to the schools there, now the schools in South Africa and most places, remember, they were built up for those who were in power back then. So they had some pretty decent infrastructure already put in place. But when you go to some of these other continents, especially like Ethiopia, and you go to Ghana, the infrastructure that is there within the villages is non-existent.
Mm.
And when they talk about, school amongst the trees, and it's real. And that needs to be changed. And it can't be by government, because the government didn't do what's everyone thinks government. It's not government. It is the community. It is our responsibility. And it is your responsibility as a community member to really invest in your community to make it better. So I made this whole change, and I'm loving it. I am loving what I'm doing. And I say the reason why, those little smiling faces you saw in that video, those faces made me do what I do and continually do every single day. When you bring a smile onto someone else's face, especially the future, because I look at every little person as my future, and
Well,
I need to invest in their future now.
what I know is that of course, that you think about everybody, boys and girls at the same time, but you also do put an emphasis on empowerment, women empowerment.
Yes,
I came across one of the video that still in Ghana that you made, and it was very pointed, to reminding women that I see you. This is about celebrating you. Because we recognize that most of the heavy lifting or being done by women, but sometimes don't have the recognition that they deserve. And that was a very powerful speech that you made in Ghana. I think I still have that element I would like to play, and we have to talk about it a little bit in the light of what's going on even here in the United States with our first woman elected, first Black woman elected to the
Supreme Court. The Supreme Court.
Yes,
We call it black girl magic.
Yeah, absolutely. So let watch this element, and then we come back and probably
think today. And so they're watching at 5 hours. In the United States, people are watching you today. And so they're watching at 5 hours behind us. So it's morning for them. So welcome and thank you so much. Also respected honored guests, President of the Queen Mothers Association of Eastern Region, and all the dignitaries want to thank you. Also the head mistress of Ghana Senior High School, the teachers who are here, my dear friends around the world. And if I forgot you, because I don't know all the protocol for acknowledging everyone, but I want to acknowledge you and thank you so much for being here today. So I want to say, my name is Dr. Yvette Butler Yeboah. I am the founder and the executive director of GapBuster Incorporated in the United States, and also the country or executive director of GapBuster here. And I want to have Mr. Yeboah stand up, who is he is the actual executive director for GapBuster Ghana, and Mr. Intre. Could you please stand up, who's our country director? He's probably doing something right now, but I want to thank them for giving us this opportunity. I'm here today to talk to you about the purpose of this gathering, and then speak to you briefly about women empowerment. This is the first annual International Women's Day celebration hosted by three women-led and founded and led organizations to empower women here at the Ghana Senior High School by increasing your learning opportunities. In honor of International Women's Day, GapBuster, in collaboration with Day for Girls International, as well as Actress US International United States, we're distributing 1,000 Day for Girls menstrual health kits to female students. International Women's Day is a global holiday celebrated annually on this day March 8th, to commemorate the cultural, political, and socio-economic achievements of women. It is also a focal point of women's rights movement, bringing attention to issues such as gender equality, reproductive rights, and violence and abuse against women. Women have been the ones who are doing so much work behind the scenes, and we have never been credited. Our grandmothers, mothers, and sisters play an important and integral role in our lives. Head mistress.
I want to stop right there just to, like I told you, in the light of what is going on here, some recognition, especially to Black women,
Yeah.
the queens of queens, the mothers of humanity. So you don't just educate, you're trying to elevate as well. And even when you see on the GapBusters, I think part of your motto is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is to educate,
Go to W.
Educate, and then what's the next one?
W.
You have educate, empower, and elevate.
Elevate, yes.
Okay, so that is, it speaks to who you are in terms of not just focusing on just education. You think about the people that are not seen sometime, and the woman being a part of that population that usually, and especially in Africa, there's still places in Africa where women are not being put on the spotlight. So for you being there in Ghana and talking a truth to power, if I will, to remind them, here I am. I'm a medical doctor. This is what I'm doing. And by the way, you in that attire, you've been rocking. You rock here in the United States, and you rock on the continent. I like what you got on. That was beautiful.
Oh yes, and my African attire today. So I wear African wear proudly. Wear African wear.
Bravo.
And I only buy fabric that is made in Africa. I do not buy the China-made stuff or Holland. I only buy stuff and get stuff made by Africans, and it has to be African-made cloth. So this here is what they call GTP, and that's Ghana. It's made in Ghana. And also there's another one, Wadeen, but this is fabric that is made in Ghana. I will not buy any of that stuff that is shipped in, and I won't do it anymore ever. And I do a lot of kente from the kente weavers. I will not buy imitation kente or anything that's imported into the country. I only buy something that is made in the country, so I can show my little contribution back to someone, giving someone else a job. So
talk to me, sis.
The thing they say, made in America. Hey, let me tell you, when I'm in Ghana, made in Ghana. If it's not made in Ghana, I'm not taking it.
Listen. Now you like I said before, it's about elevation, and when you see what would just happen here in the United States, this appointment, a major one, historical one. What was your impression? What was your, what can you say about that?
Oh, let me tell you, I was watching everything, and the thing that was so disappointing, and I have to just take a step back, when she was confirmed, when Ketanji Brown was confirmed as our first Black female Supreme Court justice, a whole nother side walked out. That shows you that was total disrespect for this title and for people, Black people. And people don't realize that was disrespect for us. And that shows you that this country still has a long way to go, for that to happen. And, it's like, I was just lost at words. And it's really, truly, this is the era for Black girl magic, Black woman magic. We have to make an impression at this election. We have to make sure that we vote and we put ourselves in the office, because we're about changing history. And the only way we can change history in any place is through the political realm. And those in power, because we can protest, we can march, we can do all those things. But guess what? It's not changing the law. You only can change laws by being in power. And I used to think that you could do all this stuff just by, on the sidelines. You can't be in the sidelines. We have to be in the field playing and playing hard. So
Mm,
women have to start running for office. Those women, when they start running for office, we got to put them in office, especially those who think like us and who support us and who will be with us. We have to put them in office now
yeah,
because nothing's going to change if a woman doesn't change it. And
absolutely.
so, I say that we have this. This is our year. This is our generation. This is our century. This,
Mhm.
this our decade, our century. But we got to do it right now.
Absolutely. 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 Well said. Listen, I want to bring you back to GapBuster. This is why the reason why you're here. Here, is this the magnet school you're building right now? What kind of program you will be serving in Ghana?
Well, actually, the video that you showed was actually a junior high school. It was an elementary and junior high school. So
Hmm.
when we went in, we looked at, because when you get to high school, our senior high school, as they call it in Ghana, a lot of things are already set in stone. So
Mm,
we really wanted to start preparing at a younger age, just as we do here in the United States. We realize there's those transformational shifts and points in life that's going to determine where you are in the future. And they happen earlier on instead of later on. So we decided that we start working with the middle school, elementary and middle school, so P6, which is primary six and sixth grade here, through junior high school, and focusing on that group of young people. Because if you get them at sixth grade, you can still kind of fill all those gaps which they missed in the first through fifth grade, or KG as they say, through fifth grade. You can kind of fill some of those gaps with really intensive work. So
mm,
filling those gaps from P6 to J through junior high school and getting them into senior high school and continuing it on. So what you saw in that video was actually the junior high school that we're working with, and that big hallway that we're building, that's their dining hall. And I
mm,
think you have some pictures of where it is now. We're almost there. We're in the final stages. I'm really excited about it. But that's a junior high school. So what we are planning on doing of August of this year, so August 2022, is really pushing and having a magnet program to ensure the continuity of these middle high school or junior high school students that we're working with, have the continuity of services and I say academic interventions to lead them to the next stage. So we are going to be looking to open a magnet program within a high school that's really close and aligned with the middle school they're working with, which is called Eforiase Methodist School. So we're working with that school now in a village. So
mm.
it's only public schools. So a lot of folks have asked, well, we have this private school. Why don't you help these private schools? But private schools have a little bit more support. Their parents are paying for those schools. We're working with public schools where parents do not pay for the education or don't have the means to pay. So those students don't need to be marginalized due to the parents not having the financial resources to pay for them to go to a private school. So we're working with the public school system. We're going to be working with and now in Ghana, all senior high schools are public. So we're going to work with the senior high schools that really did not have the advantage previously to give them that advantage. And so our goal is to go into all regions of Ghana and actually expand to other countries like Gabon.
Yep.
We definitely want to expand into other countries with the same model or have folks who can work with us and do the expansion. So if you are out there and you have a country of need and desire, let us help you use the same model that we did to expand into your country and do the same work that we're doing to really give those young people opportunity for success and making sure that our future is intact.
Absolutely. Now, after Ghana, it's going to be Gabon. We've been talking about this. It's about time to make it happen. You know,
Well, we're talking about the, so and we have to do it. So I'm have to be, we have Ethiopia and Gambia, so we're gonna put Gabon on all the G's. I
you
don't know
got
who
you got to
let's
put
do all the
Gabon in there.
G's.
I've been fighting for this for so long. Gabon have to be a part of it.
Yes,
and
we'll
and
make
just
sure
like
that Gabon's part of
just
it.
like your
So
Cuba, I want to be the executive director for Gabon, and then train people to
yes.
be able to run these institutions. Listen, I don't know. In terms of we talk about programs. Do you still do you maintain the kind of collaboration and the relationship between those offshores, GapBusters, and schools here?
Yes, actually, we're still having our program going strong here. Due to COVID, we shift everything to virtual learning. So we're still doing some virtual learning with our students. So we're doing a tutorial program, a virtual tutorial program, and we also have what's called a Toastmasters. So
Mm,
we're doing Toastmasters as well with our young people. And of course, as you know, there was GapBuster was meant to fill three gaps, and we talked about
mhm,
the academic gap, the technological gap, and the exposure gap. So
mm,
we're filling all these gaps right now. So with the education gap is through the educational resources. The technological gap, we actually are starting, and we have started in here in the United States. We actually do we teach people CompTIA, network plus, cybersecurity. We partnered with, and that came along due to my husband, who was a network engineer with Fannie
yeah.
Mae, who left his career and
Hmm.
retired to actually start what's called IT Busters. And
Yeah.
IT Busters now partners with GapBuster to provide educational resources in the IT field. So those are things we've been doing here in the United States for about 7 years. And now we're expanding that into Ghana. And then the exposure piece is doing these cross culture exchanges.
Hmm.
So we have been doing cross culture exchanges. We started with South Africa
Yeah.
doing cross culture exchanges, and now we plan on doing cross culture exchanges with Ghana and bringing students from Ghana here to the United States and taking students from the United States to Ghana. And COVID gave us opportunity.
Yeah.
We had equipped that school with a library. So COVID gave us this opportunity for that school there that had computers, and we brought in internet services. So they were actually able to work with our students here in the United States. And we did a full summer program last year with the students in Ghana and our students here in the United States, doing some cross-cultural dialogue and exchange academically, which was amazing. So we are doing those things, and we're trying to bridge the borders and what we call it bridging the gap. So we're really trying to do that across the continent and ensuring that students from both continents are able to interact and learn about each other, because our students here have a lot of growth to do as
Yeah.
well. So we have to
Absolutely.
learn about the continent, and the students in the continent have to learn about us.
Fantastic. Fantastic. It's all about filling the gap. I
Yes.
mean, Godbuster is something. If I just hope, the majority of us understand the vision. Not me, because I've been sold.
Oh, you're in this with us.
I've been into this, and if ever most of us understand the vision, and like you said, you're ready to go and help out.
Yes.
Whoever want to duplicate this model, you always as you always ready to help and to build our future and our
Yes.
children, our kids are the future. Um, you mentioned the gap, the technology gap,
Yes.
that I think to be very, very important. Me being in the field as well, we understand that there's no way around technology nowadays.
Correct.
But n- not everybody have access to technology or to learn about it. And I know, for something like 7 years or maybe 7 years or so, that Godbuster technology, IT Buster or whatever you call it, you've been running that here in the United States.
Yes.
In terms of access, because you always think about those that have not,
Yes.
how the kids that want to be in the field of in technology and don't have the means to do so, what can they do to take advantage of all of this knowledge and education that Buster is presenting?
Well, here in the United States, locally, I would say that we actually have grants that we provide scholarships
Okay.
for those low income individuals. And we do have a portion we have to pay because if you can afford it, you have to pay for it. Because that's going to keep the wheels rolling and going around. But if you aren't able to have a financial resource, we do have grants that provide service, that provide you a grant to take the classes. So for IT busters, if people are interested, they can go to our website, and they can go to first two websites. They can go to my website at www.gapbuster.org, and that's GAPBUSTER.org. or they can go to our IT website, which is IT Busters, and that's www.it hyphen with the hyphen buster.com, and they can get all the information. And as soon as they go on there, they can see they can register and then put in their financial information, and that if they need financial need, that comes to me and we can work it out. So that's locally. Our classes are hybrid. So we have online and in person. So we have a hands-on portion. That's for the CompTIA Network Plus. Now for the cybersecurity, that is going to be an online class, but we do have to have hybrid classes for CompTIA because that is really training you to know how the basic of computers and really work computers and fix computers. And so if you don't have that on that hands on, it's going to be very difficult. Like currently in our class, we have three people who are certified with CompTIA Network Plus,
Mm.
A plus. They have their certifications, and three of them they're now in our class. They got their certification with another program strictly online. And what happened was two of them actually had a job and they weren't able to keep that job due to the lack of skills.
Mm.
So we have a hands-on portion that ensures we equip those individuals with skills. So when they do get that certification, they get that job, you'll be able to keep that job. And
Fantastic.
that's really essential. So hands-on is really important. And people in Ghana, we will be having this program start up hopefully in August. That's going to kick off as well. We just got a shipment off of a lot of stuff from one of our partners, IMF, and I want to thank everyone out there who's knows and working with IMF. They've been a strong partner of GapBuster to actually allow us and help us build the libraries that you see there, build the
Mm.
computer labs, and so donations from companies like that and from also the, I'd say my church helped a lot, the People's Community Baptist Church and other organizations. If you have those people donating and donating to you and those resources, that's what keeps us going around. So if people want to donate, they also can donate to us and definitely go to our website. My information's there if you want to contact me directly. And I'm not sure if you're going to put it on the
No, no.
online.
At the end of this show, all the information will be on YouTube, on Facebook,
Okay.
wherever. Don't worry. We will update you with everything. Make sure that you have the right information. We didn't prepare that, but we will put all the links on our YouTube page and Facebook as well. No
Okay,
worry.
wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, absolutely. Now, listen, we time is always our enemy. We are going toward the end of this program. I don't know if you have the last, like, a conclusion or something to say to the
Well,
public.
the one thing I do want to say to the public. You mentioned about technology.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now it was another one of my colleagues and partners had said one of the things we should start doing because technology is essential for everyone to have. And COVID has shown us that not having the resources and not having the technology, that you're going to be way far behind everyone else. So one of the things is, not only computers, but remember smartphones. So what GapBuster is doing right now, we're collecting smartphones so that we can send to Africa so that individuals, if they don't have a computer, having a smartphone, you can actually get online and do almost anything as a computer can do. So we're collecting smartphones that are unlocked and are working. So if you have a smartphone that is unlocked, that is working, we are collecting them. We're going to be shipping them off to Ghana and other parts of Africa. And people think, well, what about internet? What we're doing also, we're working with another company organization to provide with what's called modems. So the people have modems so that they can always get online. One thing that Ghana has done due to COVID, all the senior high schools now they're wireless. So they have wired the campuses. So the good thing about that is giving those young people, if you can't get a computer, getting them smartphones, they can still be in contact, have resource and access to other things that other students, like in the United States, have resource and access to. So
Absolutely.
that's a push.
It is a real push. Now you know why, and now you understand why I was missing you, right? I'm so glad you're back. Please don't be a stranger. Always come back and give us some update on what's going on, because I know after this show, that definitely people will be interested all across the continent. There's 54 countries
Yes, yes.
that need to look at this and then say, I want to work with this woman. And Malik, can you find her? Go find whatever she is in Maryland and bring us to to her. No, I mean, one thing that I want to say though, you're always ready to help. That is something, I cannot. There's no debate around that. So please use her. While she's still here, please use this woman as much as you can. She's ready to help, and let create little gap buster all around across the globe, and make sure that we secure our future, that our children are our future. And
Yes.
it's very important for us to really, really, really do whatever we can to make sure that we're living, them in the right path. And I want to congratulate you again for your time, your energy, your passion. It is a
Oh,
blessing
thank
to
you.
have you
Well,
in our community. Yes, go ahead.
no, thank you for having me on. And I always tell people, I look at my age now and I have more years behind me than I do ahead of me. So I want to spend every last one of those years I do have ahead of me giving back, because I have gotten mine. And I always tell people, how do you want to be remembered? And so I want to be remembered for the person who's been able to give and change and make an impact in someone else's life. And so
Absolutely.
that's how I want to be remembered, when as I move ahead with the more years ahead of me.
Yeah.
That's how I want to be remembered, is whose life have I changed, what impact have I made,
Hmm.
and to make a difference. I don't want
Abs-
to be remembered for what I've accomplished, what I've gained, but what impact that I've been able to make for someone else's life.
Absolutely.
So
Listen, we're gonna leave that right there. I cannot top that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dr. Yvette Butler Yeboah. It's been a pleasure to have you in these 45 minutes, and I
Well, no,
hope.
thank you, Malik, for having me on. And it's so funny. These lights, I have all these lights on, so I'm starting to sweat. And so,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of this program. Yeah, all the information will be under our page, YouTube, and there will be update in the next maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So please go ahead and check out, GapBuster, and bring all the support necessary to make us move forward. Again, my name is Malik Lenzondo. We are on Gen TV, and the show is Talk to Me. That was Dr. Yvette Butler Yeboah. I see you next time, my friend.
thank you so much.
All right.